Hello and welcome to a demonstration of how to use MINAD in the NDS ration balancing system. Today we're going to talk about how to use MINAD in place of Magox bicarbonate calcium carbonate, because the components of MINAD are calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate. The magnesium carbonate and calcium carbonate also create a powerful buffer. MINAD is an acid-soluble product that has about 60 to 70% more acid-consuming capacity than do sodium buffers out there today on the market. So with MINAD, when you use it today, I call it the no-compromise feed solution because in the 2016 dairy economy, every time we go to change a diet, I think most nutritionists feel like they're compromising something. By using MINAD, you don't have to compromise anything, and you can save your producers a little bit of money. So over here are some of the costs associated with these ingredients that you can find in feed mills today. Here's the dry matter intake of the diet, and here is the typical cost per head per day of feeding this combination as it sits of Magox bicarbonate calcium in this diet at 14 cents per cow per day. These ingredients are just CNCPS feed bank file ingredients that you can just pull by clicking on the plus sign here and typing in these ingredients. They will be there. You can pull them in. They're easy to find. But the reason that MINAD has a place today in these diets is because over the years the Magox sources coming into the United States have been pretty crummy. The quality control is way down on them. Most of our domestic sources have dried up or have gone to other use and are not available to the dairy industry anymore. But our programs today are still giving them full value for what they used to be. But what we know them to be today is about half or even less of what they used to be from a magnesium bioavailability standpoint. So when we talk about magnesium bioavailability, let's look over here. This diet's 1% calcium, 0.34% magnesium, supplying about 28.6 grams of supplied magnesium into the diet. But these are numbers based on higher bioavailability than what is reality. And so we need to go and make a few changes in our Magox number so that it actually reflects truly how much of available magnesium is in Magox sources today. The other thing I mentioned was MINAD's ability to buffer the rumen of the cow. And so in NDS, they've got a tab here called WellBeing Risks, and it's got some numbers in here with predicted rumen pH, minimum rumen pH, and the time, the amount of time per day below 5.8 pH. And so we want to make sure that these numbers stay the same at least when we're doing this, so that we don't get any of the numbers messed up in the system for its predictions. So let's dig into it here. As I said, the Magox today is not nearly as good as what we think it is. So in order to change this, we have to edit it by clicking on the magnifying glass. It will pull up the ingredient tab. We need to go to constants calculations, mineral and bioavailability, and there you see we've got a 70% reading, which is what the old number used to be. Today it is half or less, depending on how what you see and what you hear, but it is at least half of what it was. So we need to save this as a new ingredient. So we'll click Save As. We'll just call this new ingredient Magox 35% bioavailable. Click Proceed. Now it will take you back over to the page. We need to just come in here and see our price changed. I'm not sure why it does that, but we have to come in here and just reiterate that it is $420 a ton, and now our price comes back up to where it's supposed to be. So now that we come back over here, that 28.64 is now 19.25. This is a more of a normal number for what is actually being delivered to cows today. So now we can start implementing MINAD into the diet, but one of the things we have to do with MINAD first, before we just start plugging it in, is we actually have to change the classification of MINAD to a buffer. And the reason we have to do that is that it is only classified currently as a mineral, and without that, these numbers are going to change drastically, and showing that these that the rumen is not going to be as healthy with MINAD in there because it doesn't have any buffer capacity. So we need to reclassify MINAD as a buffer. To do that, click on the magnifying glass, come down here to classification, select buffers, 2 below the minerals and vitamins, click OK. Come back up here. We have to save this as a new ingredient. We'll just call it MINAD buffer. And then you may proceed. Back to the home screen. It is here now. It is $278 a ton. If we put this in here, I bet you that without changing the price, it will not calculate accurately. So we need to just punch this in here again at $278 just to make sure that it's okay. I took out 0.11 pounds of Magox because 1/4 pound of MINAD will replace up to 0.11 pounds of Magox. It will replace up to half of your bicarb. So if you're feeding a half a pound, you can cut that in half. And it will replace 0.14 pounds of calcium carbonate. So what this does then is this leaves our calcium number at 0.99, so we've maintained calcium level. Our dry matter intake actually dropped by 1/4 pound, so now you have about a 1/4 pound more space to put bypass fat, amino acids, something else in the diet if you need to. Our cost has changed from 14 cents a cow a day to 10 cents a cow a day, and so there's the cost savings that I was telling you about at the beginning. We come over here to the magnesium side. We've dropped from a 0.34 to a 0.29. The supply went from a 19.25 to an 18.95, virtually identical magnesium numbers being supplied. Over here in the WellBeing Risks, our predicted rumen pH went from a 6.07 to a 6.08. This stayed at 5.5, the same as it was before. And this actually decreased from 4.67 to 4.62. So we've been able to maintain rumen pH predictions. Cow health stays the same. We've saved a little bit of dry matter intake. We've saved 4 cents a cow a day. Now, one of the great things about MINAD and Magox doing it the way we did it is that if you ever need to go into another diet and do this again, you can just click on your plus sign and you'll see right here at the top, MINAD buffer and Magox 35% bioavailable is right there. You don't have to go and convert it every time you do. You can just pull that ingredient in straight away. So actually, if you're just going to be replacing your Magox in the diet, you don't even pull it in. Just pull in your MINAD buffer and move on from there. Plug it in and then balance your calcium around it to where you want it to be. If it's a 1% diet, then just put enough calcium in to meet that. And then whatever you wanted to feed for bicarb, just cut it in half. So if it's 1/3 of a pound, then cut it in half. If it's 1/4 pound, cut it in half. You've got a lot of different options, but this really does a great job today of saving some space, saving your producers some money, and you don't have to compromise anything in your diet to do it. If you have any questions about how to use MINAD in any other way or just how it works, feel free to contact any of your Papillon reps. They will be glad to help you. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.